for GateWorld.net. I'm David Reed, and I'm here with Mr. Ben Browder, SG-1's Cameron Mitchell, and yes, Farscape's John Crichton. Ben, thanks for taking time to talk with us today.
My pleasure, David. Thanks for having me.
You've told me before that you're a fan of Stargate. Does that help you get out of bed in the morning, knowing that you're going to go and make great television?
My alarm clock helps me get out of bed in the morning. Being a fan of the show gets you through the middle part of the day when things start to get long. When you've been standing around and you start to get tired, it helps to enjoy what it is you're doing.
Right.
But you know, it's good to like what you do. You know, I'm a fan of my job, so that makes my life a lot easier.
Do you ever get to a point where you're saying to yourself, okay, I'm ready to go home? This for today.
Yes.
I don't want to go on any further.
Yes.
Have you ever said that?
Everyone gets to that point where you start thinking, okay, that's enough. I've been standing in the rain for 10 hours. My body temperature has now dropped to the point where I'm shivering. Can we go home now? Right. And you certainly get that in Vancouver.
Right. Exactly.
Can't you guys see that it's raining? No, it doesn't read. Keep going. Steam coming out of your mouth. Your body temperature. You're in a hypothermia. They've got Chris Judge laid out under a blanket with 3 girls trying to keep him warm, and you're going, can we just go home?
Exactly. Well, hopefully there haven't been too many of those this year.
We had a couple of days, particularly early, and then a couple of days as we got late, where it got cold. It does get cold. Not too bad though.
1 year Stargate is now behind you. Were you pleased with any particular part of your acting this year? Is there anything you're just kicking yourself over?
Where do you get these questions?
Up your kidneys.
I usually get to the end of the day and kick myself over 3 or 4 things that I've done during the day.
Really?
Yeah, you know, as you're in the car on the way back to your box that you sleep in at night, there's that moment where you recycle what you've done and you go, oh, should have done this, could have done this, maybe this would have been better. Yeah, you know, most of the stuff that I do, I have second thoughts about and doubts about.
Do you ever have an urge to go into the edit bay and say, please don't use this?
Sure.
Do you have that kind of control?
No.
Oh.
No, I have enough control that I could walk over and whisper in Rob Cooper's ear and say, hey, Rob, do me a favor here. And sometimes you'll have those discussions with whoever's editing the piece. And first you talk with the director, and then you talk with the producers, and you talk with the editor. But for the most part, no, you don't have much opportunity to do it because you're back on the floor getting on to the next scene. You know, look, by the time you get up the next day, you have to pretty much put behind you how much you screwed up the day before.